It sounds.
LA leakers.
Yeah, it's the LA Leakers, man, right here on Shade 45 plus Fair Tab. Justin.
What year is it? What year is it, Justin? I don't even know what year it is right now.
Right now, we're now into 2014.
And I'm still hot now, Justin. Don't let them old ass stories fucking fool you, man. Rap radar, baby.
Out here,
Crown. I'm the Crown cat too, man.
Let's talk about Crown.
I'm tired of this old shit, man.
Yeah. Yo.
What we doing now, baby?
You always stay relevant.
Summer's mine, man. Summer's mine off top.
Let's talk about Crown. Yeah, I was in South by Southwest.
You was there for us?
Yeah, I was saw the Lil Wayne interview.
What'd you think?
That was a very good interview with
Thank
Lil
you,
Wayne.
brother. Thank you.
It was a good perspective. He was very,
Yeah, I was nervous. I was nervous. I didn't know what I was going to get. I never met him. Nobody believes that either. I never met Lil Wayne. Put him on a lot of magazine covers, made a lot of money off him and Cash Money. I love them for that.
Down with him.
Yeah. First time ever meeting him. Never met him. At my shit.
Wow.
Backstage. So when I went backstage to talk to him, because we record like a little intro of us meeting each other for the first time. Whenever I have a guest, but it's not usually the first time I ever met them. It's the first time before we go out and do the Crown. But in this case, I had never met Wayne. So I was nervous, and then like his energy was real. Like he seemed clear-headed. Like he may have smoked a little weed, but
it wasn't like
he was focused. He was focused, and like he seemed sharp. He seemed like he was sharp and wanted to talk. So we did a quick little thing, and I went back and I was like, okay, this might be something. Because Cortez Bryant, I had started to really talk to him around the OVO Fest that Drake has every year.
Okay,
because he really loved the Jay-Z interview I did at Yankee Stadium. So he wanted me to sit with Wayne. He thought we could create that kind of moment. And I was like, well,
Wayne don't do those interviews.
And Wayne don't do that.
Come on.
Yeah, Wayne don't do that. So that was where it started, that conversation. And then he was supposed to put out that book about his experience at Rikers Island like last fall. So we talked about doing it then, but then that fell through. And then I just started hearing about, he was going to start launching the Carter 5. So I accepted about doing the South by Southwest thing, and it worked out. Crown started with doing Kendrick Lamar at South by Southwest, interviewing him as a one-off, and I liked the way the energy was with the crowd, and I'm like, I could do this back in New York. I could sell tickets to this. Like, I think people would pay to see it. Right. And I chose Tyler, the creator. I know you guys mess with Tyler because Tyler's a maniac and promoter and marketer, and I knew he would put the ticket link up and really try to sell tickets like I would, and we sold it out like that. So I was like, I got something here, and I thought of like J. Cole and Wale and like the new generation, and like, if I could like create these events around an interview and make it special, people would pay to see it. So it's worked out pretty good.
You on with those, man. Yeah. And who's the next Crown coming up? Can you say?
A lot of things, man. A lot of man. I don't know, man. Now, I'm trying to get all the heavyweights, man. I haven't got them to say yes yet. I talked to all of them. The Kanyes, the Eminems, those kind of guys. I haven't got them to say yes yet. But I also want to get to the point where it grows and I could do like a Beyonce, a Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, like people that are connected to our culture, but also like bigger pop, like to show my range that it's not just hip hop, and then balance it out by always doing the Schoolboy Q's and doing people that are like
for sure
that level of the culture.
From Twitter, man, they're always on your head about who you should
that's the thing, and they think it's up to me that like I'm not making it happen, like I'm just out here slacking, like I don't know you want this, like I'm not, again, I put the calls in, but it's all timing too. You know how it is. It's not easy to book people, and it's the timing, and when it's right, it's right.
You set the bar high by having Jay and Drake, like.
Speaking of fucking Drake, I want to talk about this Crown interview when he took a fucking jab at the guy K-Dot.
Okay. Did he take a jab at K-Dot?
Got motherfucking right. You don't.
Oh, okay.
When he
the
said
control verse, you don't remember how it starts?
Do anybody remember what he said? Goddamn, we remember what he said. Like, how did you feel? Like, I know you got to play good cop.
Yeah.
And you really can't like kind of go in, but
no, he caught me off guard with that. I know what he was saying. Like, we had focused on the naming of the rappers' names, that part of the lyric, right? The name of the rappers' names and the King of New York kind of wordplay, right? So we didn't really pay attention much. I mean, it starts with him sort of saying venomous minds that are like sort of his melody shit, right? And then the beginning of the actual verses tell Flex to drop a bomb on this shit, blah, blah, blah. But nobody really, it's not a rap verse that's great because of the opening bars. But what Drake was trying to say sideways is that Kendrick had dope lines in it, but his verses are like more compact. Like, it's like, like Prodigy, I got you stuck off the realness, would be the infamous. Like some great verses, it's always about the intro of the verse. In this case, it wasn't about the intro of the verse, so he was using that to try to dismiss Kendrick's verse.
Yeah,
to say it was momentary because it's not that full bar that you're only responding to the key lines inside, but you're not responding
I sucked my teeth. I'm like, what the
But he
fuck?
caught me off guard with it, so that I did pause, and then the crowd. But the crowd was funny though. Like before that happened, before that happened, there was an opening to ask about Kendrick because by that time the language came out, blah blah. So when I said he said something about competition, the crowd started saying Kendrick, like real loud, like it was a pro Drake crowd. But they were saying Kendrick. So when I finally had the chance to really do the Kendrick questions, I said, they said Kendrick earlier. He said, nobody said Kendrick. You just hear that, blah, 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 blah. He said, blah, blah, because they had said Kendrick. So, at that time, people were really trying to build that rivalry of Kendrick and Drake. And I do think that, Kendrick is dope, but I think that what Drake's trying to show is that, he's a little bit, because of all the hits he's assembled, on a higher career level right now than Drake is.
He has a point right there.
Yeah, so I think in that sense he is that way. But that's what I think he was. I think he was trying then, like as a lyricist, to try to criticize that verse because it didn't have that opening salvo like that was like the way the verse really started.
Yeah, Drake is a great artist, man. I went through my hating stage with Drake. I ain't gonna front.
I went through a hating stage.
I went through a hating stage.
But he's gotten better. That's the thing. It's hard to deny it. Yeah.
Like everybody up at the station at Power 106 at one point, when he dropped that mixtape, we were all rooting for him.
Yeah.
So then it's like when he wanted to come to the station, he was ghost. Like, come on,
he's hard to pin down too.
He's hard to pin down. I just had to accept
just
that.
Like Wayne.
That's just him.
Yeah.
He's not from like the 90s where we can call Jay-Z, I can call whoever, and they'll come up,
or
pick up
even
whatever.
A label to assist.
Yeah, this is just.
They move how they move.
They told me he's only done Sirius Satellite once, and that's with me because I begged him to do it because I was trying to get a gig over there at the time, and like we did a side thing, and like they say he hasn't really done that since. And just like Lil Wayne, like those Cash Money guys, like they'll say they're doing something last minute, they may not show up at war shows.
It's just the way they move. You gotta accept it. It's different. It's different.
It happens. You just gotta ride with it, man.
Let me ask you an opinion on something else. While we're talking rap. Let's go back to the Grammys.
Okay.
How did you feel about when Macklemore won?
I didn't like that text. No, that wasn't good.
You didn't like
it's funny. I stepped to him about that. I saw him. I saw him in a club.
But I'm saying as far as him winning though,
the rap album.
No, he won. He won. I mean, I think he won because he has. I mean, look. White MCs always say, and Eminem said it. As a white MC, you have certain advantages. Obviously, I think that we're not involved within the Grammy process. I think when you look at his album, he had the bigger commercial singles.
Bigger.
So to me, if you're a casual fan and you don't really know the culture, you're just saying, "Oh, Drift Shop," blah blah. That's clearly probably the album of the year. They're not judging it the way we do as a body of work. They're judging it about that's the album that has these individual songs that are bigger.
I campaigned
so I think
at
that's
the
the album of the year.
I was on the committee. I'm like, he cannot be nominated for Rap Album of the Year. I was telling them that. And they pulled it. Then
but he's a rapper.
Come on, man. No, he's a rapper. I just knew that if he's in that category with K-Dot, he's gonna win.
Yeah, but also why? Well, why? Because he also has the bigger records.
Yeah,
right?
the bigger fucking.
The bigger individual record. No, bigger individual records.
Yes,
not full body of work.
But then he was just on a campaign with the Super Bowl and all the other shit until the Grammys. I'm like, God damn, this boy.
Well, he made all these great marketing moves, which is why he deserves to win by whatever that setup, right? So then you don't do the apology thing or don't say you should have won. Like that's not the.
B-Dot was happy that Macklemore won.
Yeah, B-Dot was
B-Dot was
Rap Radar's been on top. Well, what happened?
Y'all put me up like for real.
No, it was
B-Dot put me up on Macklemore back in the day.
I think the advantage of Rap Radar that always kind of made us different.
And I love that.
Than these other hip hop sites is that we really be in the scene. We really be in the culture. Like we're not just a bunch of nerds behind our computers all day. And like B-Dot went to a Macklemore show in New York when he was first kind of coming up, and he was just impressed that he had sold out like a small venue, and he was impressed by the live show and didn't know any of the material, but like this guy was an engaging performer.
Macklemore was a really good performer. Kept on pushing that issue. Like,
so it was like, yo, this guy's unique. Like he's a white dude, but like he's got his own unique sound. He's a great performer. He's selling out these small venues in New York consistently. Watch out for this guy. And then the guy kept building and made these big records. And he made that smart move of like, even though he was independent, he got Warner to promote his records and get it into the system. And nobody had really done that as an independent artist. So here he was an independent artist kind of using the game and playing the major game. And it worked for him. Drift Shop became huge. Same Love became huge.
He's a good dude. He's a good guy, man.
Ceiling Can't Hold Us, that shit. All those records.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I think he caught like the short end of it. Like he got fucked over though, man. Honestly,
who, Macklemore?
Yeah, man. I feel like people ain't being fair. Like, for the most part.
You know what it is? We just wanted to see Kendrick win that fucking Grammy.
Yeah. So when he doesn't do that, you don't say, "You damn man, you should have won."
Yeah,
like that's not cool. That's not sports.
Oh yeah. Now what was that like? You said you stepped to him about that.
Yeah, I just told him I didn't like that, and he didn't intend it to come off a certain way.
He should have kept that private, huh?
Kept it private because my thing is like when he did the first text, Kendrick responded back. Like if he didn't respond back to you, I don't think you should have shared that.
Right.
But I think he knows that now. Like I think he's a really good dude. A good.
I don't think
dude.
Kendrick would have shared that fucking like text. Like he wouldn't have put it on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
So, but nah, I think that, you know, and they're cool. Like, that's the irony of it. Schoolboy Q's on that album.
And
Absol. You know what I mean? And Absol. Yeah. And, like, they're cool like that. Like, TD's cool with him. They have a great relationship. So, it's like, I think it's great for the culture, man.
I'm from
it's
Compton, too. I'm biased. Like, I just want to, you know, I work out with Dr. Dre. I'm, like, work at Beats Music. I'm all biased. I'm like, fuck what I'm talking about. I want to K Dr.
No, but that's real, though. That's real.
Man.
LA Leakers.